Hello and welcome to the Wiretap Whisper Podcast, episode 7. If you're watching the podcast for the first time, this is a ASMR creator series of podcasts where I sit down and interview other ASMR creators across the space, and I talk to them all about their channel, their personal life, any hobbies and interests they have, and just anything in between, really, getting to know them and just getting to know them more as a person. So I hope you enjoy that. Today, I am joined by the lovely JODIE Marie ASMR.
Hello, everybody.
And for those of you who aren't familiar with JODIE, I have a quick summary of who she is and what her channel is about. So JODIE is a British ASMR creator. She has over 400 videos on her channel, and if we're being precise, as of today, I think she has 426 videos. She's been uploading ASMR now for around 2.5 years. She has currently 81,000 subscribers. And if I was to summarize JODIE's content and like what style and genre she kind of goes for, there's a bit of everything in there, but she more leans towards person attention role plays and ear retention videos, things like that. But that's a quick, boring summary that I've gave, and I'm sure JODIE will give a better one in just a second. So JODIE, for the people watching, who are you today?
JODIE Marie, always. It never changes.
Okay. I love that. Okay, and obviously as we go on, we'll get to deep dive into that a bit more. But yeah, the way this is going to work, guys, is it's split into 3 sections. Really, there's a past, a present, and a future section. And obviously, we'll start with the past and work towards the future. So, first thing is JODIE. I want to go right back here. Normally, I don't start with this far back, but I kind of want to with this one. So, what did JODIE want to do or want to be growing up? Firstly, as a kid, and then I guess did that change at all going into like secondary school and university and stuff like that?
So, as a child, I always wanted to be on stage acting or singing. Like, I used to perform at my nan's all the time, like play out adverts. This is so embarrassing, but my nan used to have like really huge curtains, and I used to hide behind those, and they used to open them, and I used to like pretend to come out on stage. My nan's got a video of it, but yeah, so I always wanted to like be on stage.
Mm-hmm.
And then as I got older, I sort of like lost where I wanted to go because my parents weren't really supportive of the idea of me like being creative or anything because they thought it's not a real job, you know what I mean? So they kind of got me to just work in retail, or I did go to uni and study art, but I think they would have rather me just gone straight into work. But I think that's just because of what they were used to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, like I sort of lost what I wanted to do, and then I just ended up doing normal jobs, until I started my channel.
Yeah. So did you end up going to university or anything like that? No. Oh, you
Yeah, I
did.
did. I studied art at university. So yeah, but
Yeah.
I never did anything with it, unfortunately.
So I think a lot of people that I've had on here like talk about like how they're very artistic and stuff like that, and like it makes sense. Obviously, being a creator that creates like ASMR videos, it is like a creative outlet for you, right? So I'm guessing it like scratches that itch.
Yeah, most definitely. Because I've always been like the type of person that doesn't really keep a hobby down very well either. Like I get too bored or distracted, so I'll do something for a couple of weeks and then I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this. So this is the only thing that I've really kept up. I'm
Mm-hmm.
quite like, yeah, my mind just gets too distracted.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you say like ASMR is like the first thing that you've like stuck to and kept doing it. But I want to know like what was you probably had been asked this a lot, but what was your first experience of ASMR? Like how did you come across it? And I guess, is there like a specific video that like stands out in your memory that was like the first one, or can you not remember that far back?
So in real life experience, I experienced it at my nan's. She whispered to me through a program we were watching with my granddad, and she was like telling me to be quiet because my granddad's watching the telly, and I got tingles from her whispers. And then on a video experience, that would be GB's video. She had, I don't know what the video is called, but she was tapping on like a little gold heart. There's like a bottle opener, like a bottle plug. And yeah, that was the first video that gave me tingles. That's the first ever video I found.
Yeah. And then what, like from that point, like what made you stay and like want to watch more videos?
To be honest, I was working at a place that I didn't really enjoy, and it was really stressing me out. And then when I found out that like I was getting tingles again, because I completely forgot about it until that moment, and I was like, oh,
Hmm.
this could help. So yeah, I started watching it. Like I used to watch it on the bus on the way to work as well. But like with my earphones in, I used to like hide the screen just in case, because like it's kind of a weird thing to watch
Yeah.
sometimes. So yeah, but then I just started getting more confident with it and just watching it all the time, because I knew so many others were watching it as well. And yeah, so it was really my job that got me watching it more, because I just needed something else to just relax to and
Yeah.
just stop the stress.
So you say that you actually knew, like, you had friends and stuff in real life that also watched ASMR.
My mom gets ASMR and my sister also experiences ASMR, so we
Oh, okay.
sort of knew from that.
Oh, that's nice. Because I think most people just don't have that like IRL person to talk about it with, and it's like you like alluded to on the bus, you were kind of like keeping it secret, because it's like it has this stigma about it that's weird, or not even that. It's just because it's something new to people, so people just
Yeah,
automatically assume it's weird. So that's nice that you had family members for sure. And then I think you've already touched on it. The next question was like, was it a mental outlet for you? And I guess you said that it was, right. Like you were using it to combat stress and things like that. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. But I also just really enjoy the tingle sensation as well, though. It's just so relaxing.
Yeah.
Like it just melts everything away, doesn't it? So yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, I think that's like the beauty of it. Like you can kind of just put it on while you're doing housework, or you're studying, or just anything really. It's just good background vibes, I guess.
yeah. To be fair though, like if I've got ASMR on, I'm really quite sensitive to it. So these days I do really struggle to stay awake to it. So I can't do my housework because I would just be like dozing
You
off.
would-
So
yeah, no, that's fair. Um, so obviously, you know, you've got this stressful job. You're kind of leaning on ASMR to give you like this mental outlet. But what like sparked in your mind, I guess, that said, okay, I want to start my own channel now. Like, what was the motivations behind that?
so actually that was my husband, because he while he was gaming and stuff, I used to like mess around with his like the disc covers, and I used to tap on those in his ears, and I used to make mouth sounds in his ears while he was gaming. He was just like, "Oh God." He'd like, and I just used to do it all the time without thinking, and like tap on glasses when I had them and stuff like that. You know, as you do when you
Yeah.
you just watch it and then you just start picking up the things. And yeah, so he was just like, "Why don't you start your own channel and actually do something for someone that actually enjoys it? Because I hate it."
That's so funny.
So yeah, it was my husband that got me to start my channel. To be fair.
Oh, that's nice. It's kind of like he's kind of like, stop doing this to me and just do it in front of a camera instead. But now you probably thank him for it.
Yeah, definitely.
um, oh, that's cute. So you obviously, you've thought about starting your channel, and you've went about it. Was there any early expectations for you there, or was it kind of just like what we touched on at the start? Was it just like, this is something I like to do, and I like creating things, and was it just purely that at the start, or did you have any expectations going into it?
None at all. I
No.
just thought, I'll make a few videos and see how it goes. Like I never thought about stopping it either though. Like I knew that I wanted to carry on regardless, like no matter how many views or whatever. that's not even something I thought about. I just wanted to take my mind off things. It was a way of me just creating, and while you're in that space, like filming and stuff, you just don't think about anything else because you're just concentrating on that. And it was just a good way for me to just, get rid of any stress and stuff. So, as well as like listening to ASMR, that was helping me, but making and
Make it.
creating videos was
Yeah.
also like a massive help. So yeah, I never really thought anything of it, and I was really surprised when it did start to grow because I was like, oh god.
Yeah, we'll get into that for sure. The last thing on this section was, first actually, a lot of people that I've spoke to kind of had like aspirations when they were younger to just do YouTube anyway. Like not obviously not ASMR because that probably didn't exist when they were younger, but just to be a YouTuber in general. Have you always wanted to do that?
Not
No,
really,
you didn't
no.
even think about that. No,
No, because I mean, my generation, it wasn't really a massive thing. It's
that's
like
true.
the younger generation. It was only, since ASMR that I thought, I could put some videos on here.
Yeah, no,
And that's it.
that's nice. So, did you have any inspirations both inside and outside of the community? Did you obviously going into it, did you think, oh, I like this, I like what she does, I like what he does, and I want to kind of incorporate that into my own things? And then outside of ASMR as well, was there anyone that inspired you?
Inside ASMR, Privy. I love Frivolous Fox. Like her videos are amazing,
Mm-hmm.
obviously.
Shout out
She was
Privy.
like one of the second artists that I found as well. So and who else? Hmm. I don't want to mention too many ASMR artists because I don't like to leave people out, But
No,
with like real life inspiration,
probably your husband, right? He's the one that spurred you on.
yeah, I suppose like my husband's like really good at that type of thing. He's really encouraging all the time. He's very good at that, and he's
Hmm.
always calm, like and collected all the time. So yeah,
That they sound like good traits in a husband for
and
sure.
he's brilliant.
No, that's so nice that you need that supportive person there when it comes to things like YouTube and just creating and just something that's like not a normal job, right? People
Yeah,
just don't normally get it, but it is quite taxing. Um, Obviously with ASMR, you've got the struggles of needing to create like a quiet environment as well. So
yeah. I mean,
if
my neighbours are so loud most of the time. It's really difficult.
Yeah, I think I got blessed when I bought my house. Mine are like either the walls are really good or the neighbors are just good as gold. So
That's amazing.
when I first moved in as well, on one side they had a newborn baby, um, but even then, like I've hardly heard it at all. And then even when I do hear it, it's not too loud. So I've just got blessed by the tinkle gods.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of it for what I had with the past stuff. Now for the present stuff, basically what I do for this section is I kind of take a deep dive into your channel and kind of put it under the microscope a little bit. Um, so I just basically look at all your videos, but I start from the beginning, right? Um, and the first thing I noticed was that you kept your first video up, which I love because a lot of people don't do that. And ironically, you actually talk about how you first came across ASMR in that video. Obviously, like we've just talked about. Do you like to look back on that for like the nostalgia of it, and like to see how far you've came as a creator? Like, do you like to compare that to now?
No,
No,
I
you don't.
never watch past videos. Like I can't even watch myself in a premiere. I really struggle. Like I either have to minimize it
I'm the
or
same.
like turn the volume down and just focus on the chat because it just makes me so paranoid. Because I'm just like, oh, I shouldn't have released this. So I don't bother. But I keep them up for the people that enjoy those videos. They still go back to them now. I still get comments on them saying I'm still watching this video. So I'm just like, I'll leave it up for them.
Yeah.
But I can't go back.
No, I feel you on like the premiere stuff. It's weird, like if it's like your own channel. Like I don't premiere stuff in general. But when it's like collabs and stuff and they premiere it and like your part comes on, I'm just like, nope, close the
So
screen.
cringe, isn't it? I know it's
Tab
terrible.
out. No.
But, with my first video as well, that was all lo-fi, like, I literally started with my phone and my cat frame. Like, I used to put my phone and just balance it on my cat's frame, like the tower thing, so, yeah, it was, like, the worst
I love
ever
it. Yeah.
ASMR.
Well, it's funny you should say that because I wrote down, and this is what I literally wrote down. The video is super quiet. what what happened there? And then also one more thing as well. What the heck is edited by Power Director? Please, because
The worst.
these are the
I
burning
had no
questions.
idea what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing. I'm just learning as I go. So
Try not to laugh loud.
Power Director is actually an editing software that I first got, but it was free, so it didn't get rid of the watermark. And so
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that's the problem I had. And
Yeah.
I had no idea about how to change that because I didn't use Twitter at the time either. And I'm quite nervous, so I didn't really like put myself out there to talk to any other ASMR artists because I was a little bit worried that they'd think I'm just in it for the clout or something. Like I just wanted to get to know them because they were a bigger channel than I was.
Yeah.
So I just thought like I'm better off doing it like learning myself bit by bit, and then people get to see the process then as well, don't they?
Yeah. It's funny you
It's all
should
a
say
work of art.
it's funny you should say that about like going to like well established creators for help and stuff. Because I remember actually DM'd you about something. What was it about? Oh, it was like when I think it was when I first got monetized, and I asked you like a question
Yeah.
about that, and I was like super nervous asking you because basically what happened was it was like super early in the morning, and like the way my mind works is I have to get it done right, and I was like none of my other friends are like up because like they're American, that were in the ASMR space, and then there was like you there because I knew you were English, and I was like you were up because I think you'd posted already that morning. I was like, oh no, like I need to message, like JODIE would know, but I don't want to do it.
Oh, no.
But then
Like,
you were super nice.
I try to, be open and, like, hopefully people know that they can come to me for things because I know what it's like to be alone. I always say that, like, I've I've got loads of friends that are smaller creators because I just think that they probably need my advice most now because, like, my channel's grown from absolutely nothing with the little watermark to, like,
Yeah,
it's decent now, it's getting there.
I had that bad boy cranked right up, like best headphones on ever, and I could still hardly hear you.
Oh, really? Sorry.
No, don't, don't apologize.
Okay, do you want me to say that again? I can't remember what I said.
No, no, I meant in your first ever ASMR
Oh,
video, it was so
oh,
quiet.
I should really delete it, but I just can't go back.
This is, this is just a compilation of me and you laughing at this point. Hopefully, people are enjoying that. Um, okay. Anyway, um, so the thing that I noticed, kind of straight away as well when I was looking at your early videos is they're all like really high views, and normally people take like a while to get going. Um, but this is mind blowing. Your fourth ever video on your channel has over 300,000 views, which is crazy. And obviously, like fourth video ever, that's like instant success. And actually, fun fact, it is still your fifth most viewed video ever. Um, what was that like? Like that video blowing up? By the looks of it, you don't even know what I'm talking about.
Um,
It was
what
the
video blew up?
it was the
You know what?
lollipop video
That must have like blown up later on because I don't remember it getting high views straight
straight
away.
away.
Not like that anyway.
Yeah.
So that I
Um,
think that definitely blew up later on.
yeah, I think it's just like one of them circular like lollipops, like a chupa chup or something,
Yeah.
it's just like mouth sounds and like licking that, and it's like it's got like I think I wrote over 300,000, but I think it's got like 330 or something like that, which is mental for a fourth,
Pretty good.
like your fourth video. Pretty good. Yeah, you're not too bad, are you? I think you do well. Um, okay, so so that no, that's fine because obviously I wrote like what was that experience like, but as you said, it was kind of that's kind of more blew up as you've got bigger as a creator, which
It's like gradual views, yeah.
which happens, yeah, for sure. Um, and then I noticed like maybe about 15 videos in, you got yourself a 3DO, and your first video with that sorry has over 200,000 views. Um, what was it? I guess what made you get the 3DO in the first place? Were you like, because it's a lot of money, right? Um,
Mm.
so were you cautious about that? And then also, did you know like it was going to explode? Was it like, okay, I've got a 3DO now, like it's gonna be mental? No.
Not at all. Like, I'm not lying when I say I know absolutely nothing about these things. Like, when I watch Privy do ear eating and other ASMR artists do that, I never read the comments. I literally just listen to it for the sleep. So
Hmm.
I never knew how and why they got so popular. So when I got my 3DO, all I was thinking was, "Oh, I can't wait to do these videos and I can't wait to be a bit more experimental because with the 3DO, you can whisper into, you can scratch it, but with sorry, Blue Yeti, but with 3DO, you can tap on the ears, you can get fluffy mics for, like fluffy things for it,
Hmm.
and there's just a lot more that you can do with it. You can scratch on the top of it, and I was just really excited to get creative with it, really.
Yeah. And it's like obviously with the Blue Yeti, it's like stereo, right? So you do get that left and right distinction, but it's not pure right and left like the
Yeah.
3DO is. Um, and I know I wrote this like later on, but it like I think it's a newer intro. I don't know if it's your current one or not, but it's like it's not, you're not on the screen. It's just like your text with, I think it just comes up with JODIE Marie, and it's like you whispering in one ear and then in the other. But like that's so tingly. Like I was watching it and I was getting so like I was like, oh, this is just the intro, and I'm like doing this. Um,
To be fair, that
go on.
I'm so bad. That wasn't me that made that. I can't take credit
Oh,
for
was
it.
it
One
no?
of my patrons did it for me, so I made the audio, but then they edited for me and made it like proper crisp.
Yeah, it's so good, but it's just like getting that proper binaural experience for the first time, obviously with through the 3DO, is another thing that just makes it so good. And then like you said, you just want to dive in and just create lots of different videos with it. So um, you're very very humble. I like that. Okay, so now we're going to get onto a controversial topic. It's a controversial community topic. You can probably guess where this is going.
Mhm.
Um, so I wanted to know what your thoughts were on that type of ASMR that you were doing with the 3DO, like your ear eating, your ear licking, which is something that I do myself. Um, yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Because obviously there's a lot of stigma around it, and then I guess would you say that type of content is your like most demanded from your audience?
Um, it is most demanded from my audience, yeah, and
Hmm.
probably not always for the right reasons either.
Yeah.
But I know why I create it, and I'm not gonna stop just because other people find it another way. Because I really enjoy ear eating videos, and if people didn't do that, then it would suck for me. Because like, what am I gonna watch to sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
because I remember when I was like went from a viewer to a creator, it was like I loved watching um e-reading videos, and like when I was studying and with like uni, and I was like super stressed, that they would be like my go-to. And then like when I started my channel, obviously I know there's a stigma around it. It's a bit more weird than a normal ASMR video, but I was like, I would just be a hypocrite at this point if I didn't do these type of videos, because I actually enjoy them myself. So like, why can't I make them myself? You know what I mean? So I'm guessing you're the same.
Yeah, definitely. And to be fair, when I first got like comments that I wasn't expecting, oh, I was a bit shocked. I was like, "What? Why have I never thought it could be seen as this?" You know what I mean? I
Hmm.
never ever even thought that it could be seen as that because I'm just, or maybe I'm innocent. I don't know.
No, no, you're definitely not. It's just I think people mainly outside the community would say that like ASMR is sexual,
Definitely.
but it's really not. And at the end of the day, you can make it sexual, but at the same time, you can make anything in life sexual.
Yeah.
Like I remember my friend saying this once, and he said, "If it exists, then there's porn of it." And I was like, "That's probably true."
It is true,
um, and it's just one of those things, right? And I won't knock anyone for doing that type of content and trying to make it sexual, like sexual. Like if that's what you want to do, like go for it. Fair enough.
yeah. Full respect for that because what they have to put up with, like, I can't imagine. Because I know what I have to put up with, and I don't even make it, like, s very sexual, like, I don't
Yeah,
try not to anyway, I mean, but and I just know what I get from it, so I can't imagine the abuse that they get, and fair play to them. I mean, they get paid well as well, so that's good.
yeah,
Good
no,
for you, like, you know.
yeah, and I think that's the best thing about ASMR. There's so many different like subgenres to it, and it's just so diverse in what you can create.
That's it.
Um, and and yeah, you shouldn't judge one type of video and say, oh, this is the whole community. Like, oh, this girl's doing it like she's doing sexual eating, but like, oh, the whole community is like sexual now. Like, no, like,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, it can exist in its own thing without affecting like the entire community. Is basically what I'm saying.
That's
Um,
it, yeah.
yeah, and I'm glad you agree. Um, okay, controversial topic over. Um, and but yeah, it's not all ear noms on your channel. Some videos that I wrote down that really have great numbers. You've done a more like still, I guess these are still early videos for you. So you've done a psychologist role play, a girlfriend role play, um, nurse exam, dentist, cranial nerve exam. All really popular videos and have great numbers. Was it hard to branch out from the ear retention stuff and gain traction in them other areas?
Sorry, say that again?
So I just named all them different types of videos
Yeah.
that are mainly, well, they're all role plays, but they're not ear retention videos, right? Was it
Yeah.
hard to move away from that? Because obviously you were getting really good numbers when it came to like earring and stuff like that. Was it hard to move away from that and gain traction in these other areas where you're doing role plays and stuff?
Sorry if there was a bang then, my mic
Oh,
moved.
I didn't hear it, Neither.
Okay. So, it wasn't difficult for me because, I've sort of mixed and matched all the way through. Like, I never just did solid ear numbing videos. Like, I did
No,
numbing video, mouth sounds, bit of role play. I did a bit of everything all the way through. Because my main focus wasn't numbers when I first started. Like, I didn't care about my views. It was fun when
you were
it
just
like
yeah.
it was getting there. I was like, oh, that's great. I've got views, and then I'd make another video, and I wasn't bothered if it got less. So I was just enjoying myself.
Hmm.
I think as I've like doing more now, it the views do seem a bit more important because I'm like, oh, why isn't it as good? But when I first started, it didn't bother me at all,
No.
and I shouldn't worry about it really. But you just compare yourself to other people, don't you? When you like, the longer you do it, you just start getting paranoid about it.
Yeah, I think it's just human nature to do that, right?
Yeah,
And we try not to do it. And recently I've been able to like step back like myself and just like not worry about things. But you just go through phases of kind of looking at stats, looking at numbers, and just kind of getting in your head about it. But at the end of the
that's
day,
true.
you've just got to make sure you're happy with the content that you're putting out.
That's
And I think everything will just flow naturally from that point. Um, but obviously, yeah, like you say, at the start, you were just making what you wanted to do. But yeah, that question was more so like I could see, right? Like I could see um, that them ear retention videos were really high views. You throw something else in there, but it wouldn't do as well. But eventually, what I was saying was these other role play videos, your cranial nerve exams, your nurse role plays, they eventually started to creep up in numbers and get similar numbers. So I think that's testament to you as a creator as well to say like, look, like I'm really good at these other types of videos. And then people kind of latched onto that obviously and actually realized that, you are really talented in other areas. So well done for that. um, uh,
damn. It's so nice.
Okay. Oh god. um. Okay. So the next thing was, oh yeah, I really want to talk about this video. Um, pencil tickles behind the ears,
Oh,
which
this.
which nearly has 600,000 views, and you'll probably know this yourself, but it's your highest viewed video on your channel. How did that video come about? Like, what was your creative process to say, okay, this is what type of video I want to do, and why did you think it did so well?
Um, to be honest, I really enjoy pencil tickles behind my ear, and I just thought I've got a binaural head. Why don't I give it a go with the head? And which one are we talking about here? Where I'm lying down?
Yeah, you're on the
I've got a
sofa,
couple.
yeah.
Yeah. So and to be honest, I was really lazy that day, and I was in my pajamas, and I just thought I'm just gonna do a quick video with the pencil. It's gonna be a simple video. I always find that like my simple real videos tend to do better than like my well thought out videos.
Yeah.
And yeah, it worked. Like everyone loved it. I wasn't expecting that though. I was really surprised when it did like become huge. But I really think that it's my cat pajamas that people loved the most.
No, I mean, I watched a lot of that video when I was taking these notes, and it was really like super tingly. And I was like, okay, this is why it's got 600,000 views. Like, talk me through the setup for that video. Like, how did you have it set up? Like, was it a Blue Yeti recorded thing?
No, it's a binaural head. You
Oh, it
know,
was your head. Oh, right, okay.
yeah,
And you were actually
um,
like touching the head with the pencil.
yeah,
Hmm.
touching the ears with pencil.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and then just my camera facing forward.
Yeah. No, it just works so well.
Yeah.
Because so was the camera. So the camera must have been in front of the head, right? Because you were like reaching behind the camera to like scratch the ears, was it?
Yeah. I think so. I'm trying to think now
That makes sense
because
because you didn't have to see the head, did you? So it wouldn't matter where the yeah.
um, I'm trying to think because I can't remember what my setup was like because it's changed so much in the last few months. So but yeah, I think it was behind the camera and
Hmm.
very close though, very close to the camera, and then I would just go.
Yeah, if you're watching and you haven't seen that video, go and check it out because it's really I nearly swore there. It's really good.
Thank you, thank you.
You probably guessed the word I was going to use. Um. Okay. So that yeah, the next thing I had was that I was going to talk to you about your intro, but you've kind of touched on that already. Because I think yeah, because it was the intro on that video, and even before it came on, I was like, oh my god, like super, like you know what you do when you get tingles and your neck just vanishes.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so the last thing I wanted to talk about for like the present day stuff um was, do you have any tips for anybody watching that um might be thinking about starting their own channel or in the process of starting their own channel? What advice would you give to them?
Research, so you know what you're getting yourself into. Because I had no idea, and it does become hard. I think as well, spend some time on like social media. Twitter's great. Like, there's a lot of artists there that you can speak to if you need any advice. Um, but yeah, just be yourself and enjoy it. Just have fun. Don't worry about how it might come across. Just have fun, and then your audience will find you.
Yeah, no, I love that advice. And what I'd add to that would be, you don't need all this fancy equipment. I'm sure
No,
JODIE will tell you a lot of her videos are just filmed with her phone. If you
can't
guys,
hear 'em.
yeah, if you
Oh,
guys, sorry, go on.
I said you can't hear them.
No, no,
No, but phones are much better now.
yeah,
Like, they have better speakers and stuff, so really you can just do lo-fi, and a lot of people like lo-fi. Oh,
yeah. If you guys haven't seen any of the other episodes, the second episode I done was with Evie ASMR, and all her content. I would say I don't want to speak for her, but I'm pretty sure like 90% of her videos are filmed with her phone, no external mic or anything, and it's just her outside in the house, just tapping and scratching on things. And her channel's got like over 50,000 subscribers. So that's, I don't want to underplay Evie, but I'm trying to tell you that like that's how easy it is to pick up ASMR and to do it well. But like Jodie said, don't focus on the numbers. Just make sure you're enjoying it and having a good time.
Yeah.
Okay. And I do want to say before we move on to the future stuff that like 426 videos in 2.5 years is mental, by the way. Like
That's a lot. I know.
you're
Do you Patreon content as well?
I know I was going to say
Otherwise,
that you're just a little workaholic.
I do work a lot now. And I used to have a full-time job as well. I did it all. I don't
When
work
did
now
when did you stop doing that? Sorry.
though. It was June, I think. Yeah, June last year.
June last year. So did it get to like how what was that process like of saying to yourself, I can do this full time now? Was it your
Doing
husband uh was he in like a financially stable position with his income? Was it like a point where you thought you seen how much you were making through uh ads and Patreon and you thought, okay, like this is sustainable? Yeah, like what was that process like?
So there was quite a bit like going on in my personal life as well, to be honest, that like made me decide fully. But yeah, so I did want to go part time at my work, but they wouldn't allow it, and I just thought I might as well, while I'm still young, just give it a go. And if it doesn't work out, I get another job. Like so, yeah. Financially, it was paying my bills, and I had a little bit extra, so that's all you really need. I'm not greedy or anything. I just live by my means and whatnot. So yeah, I just thought I can give it a go. My husband's working full time as well, so that helps.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and I'm glad that I did it, and I'm not looking back yet. But I'm not going to get too excited because you just never know what the future will bring. But I'm I'm stable at the moment, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, no, I love that for you. Like you took that leap.
It's really scary, leap. I was
I can,
like,
I
I was
can
so scared the first month. I was like, oh god.
mhm.
But yeah, it's worked out all right.
No, yeah, and you're obviously doing amazing, but it's I think with any job on the internet, right? There's always like a fear for most people, right? It's like, is this going to end at some point? What's going to happen? But honestly, I don't see how I I think like YouTube and Twitch and things like that, I can only see it getting bigger, right? I don't know how you feel about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, but that this space and the online space, I think it's just gonna grow and like the industry behind it. So and I know obviously ASMR gets bigger and bigger every year. And actually, that brings me into a question that I haven't wrote down. But did you notice, as a well established creator, did you notice? And I've talked about this in a couple of episodes now. There was like a creator boom of ASMR creators last year when obviously COVID happened and everyone went into lockdown and people were just like, okay, let's make ASMR videos. I was one of them people.
Um,
Did you notice that? Like, what was that like?
to be honest, I didn't notice.
No.
I'm really terrible at these sort of things. I don't know. Like, if I find an ASMR artist and that I enjoy, then I'll watch them. But I never really take any notice of how long they've been here or whatever. I think that you're brilliant for that. Like, you've obviously done a lot of research, and
Hmm.
that's wicked, Sam. Like, well done you. I'm really lazy, and I do just kind of just watch the ASMR artist for their work, like to help me sleep, really.
Yeah.
Unless, like, I obviously make friends with them or they need help or anything. But I never really delve too deep because
No. I was just wondering if you, yeah, no, I think you just kind of do your own thing and vibe with that, and I really love that. But I was just wondering if you noticed like the influx of people, like just new creators, like whether it was on social media or through YouTube, trying to interact and stuff like that.
I suppose now you've mentioned it, like I saw quite a few others, but um, to be fair, with Twitter and stuff, I'm only still getting to know older ASMR artists because I was never on um, Twitter until I started YouTube, and I didn't really know that many ASMR artists then either. So I'm still like finding out new people that are actually quite old. Do you know what I mean? Like, to me, they're
Yeah.
new, but they've been in the community a while.
You just haven't had interaction with them until now. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. Okay. So last portion of the podcast is future stuff. So the first thing I want to know, and you might not want to tell me because it might be secret right now, but is there any Geordie Marie projects in the works? What's coming up for Geordie soon?
So this is another thing. I don't really plan. It just happens on the day. Like, in my mind, I'll just be, I don't know, cooking dinner or doing something, and then an idea comes to mind. I'm like, oh, I'll do that later. That's literally it. So I'm like, I'm not really a genius or anything. It just comes to me, and I do it.
You're just in your own like little bubble, and
Little world, yeah.
yeah.
Just in a.
No, that's fair. And I think having that mindset like probably keeps you grounded as well, right? Like, I know I'm always thinking about the future and like what's next and stuff, and that just causes me like a lot of unnecessary anxiety, I guess. Um,
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'll think, oh, I'll do that in the future, but uh, I find that those ideas don't really work out as good as I want. So I don't bother anymore because I'm just like, I just get too stressed about it and I don't enjoy it as much. So I just wait until it's like spontaneous and I'm like, yeah, I'll do that.
yeah. Do you, if you get like if you get an idea for a video, do you write it down or do you just
I try and do it there and then, like, or within the hour because I'm like,
just shut the whole
yeah,
house down? I don't know what your husband's called, but just like
I'm
husband,
like,
like you're shutting up now. Like I've got this
this is
idea.
exactly what happens. I'm like, we'll have tea now and then can you just be quiet for like an hour? And I'm like, have you got a drink? Have you been to the toilet? Okay, now sit down. And that's how it is.
Oh, that's funny. Do you know any have you met any creators in real life?
I haven't yet,
You
no.
haven't? Oh, we
No.
need to do.
Have you?
We need, no, no. I mean, I've only been in since like coronavirus, so like it just hasn't
Yeah.
been possible yet.
Yeah, that's
Um,
it. I think we're gonna try to meet up in the summer, if we can. We don't know how, the rules are gonna change and whatnot, but hopefully we can meet a few in the summer.
yeah, I was having a conversation with Shy ASMR, I think, and we were talking
Yeah.
about like the possibility of like you know how they have like TwitchCon and all these like different conventions, like anime conventions and stuff. Do you think it'd be cool to have like an ASMR convention? Would you be down
I
for that?
thought yes, definitely.
Yeah, like
That needs to happen, doesn't it?
yeah, but how would you do it? Like, would everyone be like super quiet and you like had to whisper? Like, no, do you think it's just like a normal convention? I think we'd have to be weird like that and do something like that.
Yeah, that sounds good. We'd have to plan it. We'll get a GoFundMe going and then, like, get a huge arena.
Yeah, the thing is, it's like, yeah, it would probably only happen with like one event, and then it's like, where do you have it? I would say probably like the east coast of the US wouldn't be too bad because then like people on the west coast would travel the same distance that we would have to travel from the UK. Just say it was like New York, like a
Yeah.
flight from like England to New York's like 4.5, 5 hours, I think, something like that. And it would be the
Mhm.
same if the people lived on the west coast. I feel like that would be a good point to do it. But obviously, there's creators all over the world, right? I know, Soft and Fearless ASMR. She's from New Zealand, and I think that's. I'm going on tangents here, but I think that's like the beauty of the space as well. Like you get to know so many friends, like all across the world.
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it? It is crazy.
Yeah,
And, like, the people that watch us as well are just all across the world. It is mad. It's a mad experience.
yeah, but it's nice though, just
It's lovely.
being able to connect with them people and help them with their struggles.
Mhm.
It is very fulfilling. That's why I started my channel because I was yeah, I would watch ASMR a lot for mental health reasons, and then like when I got better, it was kind of like I want to give back to the community that helped me. And you see that quite a lot if you read like people's bios on YouTube and stuff like that. They will say things along them lines, which is
Mm.
cliche, but like literally that was me. Like I don't know where I'd be without some ASMR creators and stuff like that. And it
Right.
sucks now because I would never comment on their channels as a viewer. I'm just shy. I'm like I would never do that. But like
I'm not
now I feel more confident, and then I comment on my like I comment as my channel, and it looks like you said before, like maybe cloud chasing or something like that. But I'm like I've generally genuinely been like fans of these people for like years, but now it like
saying.
comes across as like bad. So
Yeah, like I try to comment, but like a lot of the time I comment and I'm like, oh, that sounds weird. So I take it off and then I just like the video instead.
mhm.
I think it's just our personalities as well, though. Some people can be more open, I'm just not like that. I'm not very good at communicating.
No, no, it's just back to the JODIE bubble. um, okay, so is there things that you definitely want to do in the ASMR space? Sorry, my voice went there. In the ASMR space, any particular styles of videos that you haven't done yet that you want to do? Um, yeah, I'll let you.
Hmm. I don't know. I think I've sort of found what my audience want now. So I'm just going to be making different versions of that.
Yeah,
Because if I venture out far too much, or if I venture out a bit more now, I don't know whether my audience will adjust to it because like I've been here for 2.5 years now, and I'm just starting to think like my audience do, and try and how can I put it? You know what I'm trying to say?
yeah.
Like,
You're basically you're trying to keep it fresh, but not too fresh to the point where you're creating content that your current audience doesn't enjoy. So
yeah,
you've got to be able to attract new people, but obviously retain the current people. That's what you're trying to say, right?
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also I think if I venture out too much now, or if I do anything different, I mean, my channel's quite varied anyway.
Is
Um, so if I do anything like too different now, then it's just gonna suck on views.
mm-hmm.
And I think I know we shouldn't worry about views, but it's something that you got to think about when it's your full time job.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah. I guess you can't not do it at that point.
And I kind of enjoy where I am now. Like I am just enjoying it. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
No, I hope it keeps up for sure.
Who knows
Um,
though? Now we've said this, like this conversation, tomorrow I might have a whole new idea and just do it because that's how my mind works.
yeah, but I love that about you. And it's obviously got you like this far already, so just keep going with it. Is there any type of other types of content that you'd be interested in? Would you make like a second channel and do like vlogs? Would you stream? Like I know a lot. I've seen recently a lot of ASMR artists that um didn't normally stream have been like starting streaming channels on Twitch, either doing ASMR on there or playing games and stuff like that. Is anything like that interested you, or would you rule that in the future? Or I know
Yeah,
you're not a planner, but
I've got a fashion channel,
you've
but
got. I didn't even know.
I don't post that much on there, to be honest. It's only very new. But yeah, I just do try on hauls and like just talk about my recent buys and things.
Hmm.
So, yeah,
I noticed on your Instagram you post a lot of fashion stuff. So that makes sense now. That makes
yeah,
sense. No, I love that. I love that for you. That's nice, and it's just having another outlet, I guess, just to express yourself like you want to.
yeah. It's a
Um,
little bit more silly as well. Like my crazy personality comes out a little bit more in the editing and stuff. So because I can be a bit more creative with the editing there as well.
yeah.
It's just softness, to be honest, Sam.
Well, it's I guess it's a bit of a boring thing to talk about, but like what programs do you use and stuff to edit? Are you an Adobe gal? Are you a DaVinci gal? What do you edit
Yeah,
with?
I'm on DaVinci
Yeah.
lately. I have just started using that though. Before I was using Power Director because I bought the version,
Oh, you
but
did.
it wasn't that great.
No.
So yeah, I'm on Resolve now. That seems to be working better.
Yeah, and that's free as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah. I know a lot of creators use that. I say that like creators like always ask about that like nearly every day for some reason. I'm like, okay, it's like there's just someone like new on Twitter just complaining about Adobe, and then someone else be like, just use DaVinci instead. Um,
Please.
so I use Adobe Elements, which is like so like Adobe Premiere Pro. It's just like the one down from that, so it's not as advanced, which is kind of good because I'm not really doing anything fancy with my videos. So it's like it's good. So I went with Adobe anyway because a lot of the stuff I do at work, we use Adobe Premiere Pro for that. So
Cool.
it made sense from that standpoint. And then with Elements, it was like a one-off payment. I think I had to pay like £70, and then I had it for life. Whereas if you know things like Adobe Premiere Pro, you're paying like nearly £20 a month or something stupid like that. And
Yeah.
that's incurring a lot of money just for a hobby at that point. So I was just like, okay,
Yeah.
I'll buy Elements, and it does the job really.
Good.
Um, but it's yeah. Would you? I know a lot of people, not a lot of people, but some channels go for like this big overproduced video. Is that not you, or is it just what? Yeah.
Um, I love the talent there. You know,
Mm.
like Atlas ASMR.
Oh my god.
His videos, that they are
Okay,
smashing.
that's a genius.
Um, but I couldn't achieve anything like that. And Raina does the same, you know, official Raina.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I don't think I've watched any of her videos, but yeah,
You need to. She is really talented. She's very good.
yeah.
She's
Zeitgeist is another
very much
one. I don't know if you've seen
Atlas.
it. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen Zeitgeist videos before.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
He's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, oh my god, I commented once and I was like, you're the Willy Wonka of the ASMR community." You're right. He's like
Yeah.
making all these things and stuff. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, he's so clever. Yeah. I mean, mine will never be like that. I'm not focused enough. Like, I'll be completely honest. I'm lazy, man. I want the easy life.
And it doesn't. You don't have to do that. Again, it's just like
See, my
yeah,
fans wouldn't enjoy that.
no,
Like, if I did something like that, they wouldn't watch it. That's why we're just individuals, aren't we? Like, and I think that's what's
yeah,
great about it, and why our audience find us because they just like what we do.
yeah. And I think lately, like a lot of lo-fi channels and stuff like that, have been doing really well. So it just shows you, it's not it's not about the quality of the production. It can be, but it's just more so just applying yourself, being yourself, and just having
Mm.
fun. Um, that'll get you far. So other types of content, yeah, we went over that. Would you ever stream on Twitch, Jodie the streamer?
Probably
No,
I have got Twitch, but I
mm,
don't really fully know how to use it.
no.
Um, like I watch other people's streams on there, but yeah, I don't know if I can stream. I'm not very good at live streams on YouTube unless I'm drunk. Um, so because I get too nervous, I do. I get too nervous when I'm
Yeah.
live. It just
Do you,
I'm knackered as well by the end of it because I've just panicked that much, you know, and it's just so overwhelming. So
yeah.
yeah,
Do you play like any video games at all?
I don't game
You're not
now.
a gamer, no. What I that's a good question. What are you doing in your spare time? What is Jodie doing when she's not behind the camera?
When am I not behind the camera, Sam?
True. Any truers in the chat?
Um, to be fair, I mean, I write, um, like poetry and I watch
Well, tell me
telly
more. Tell
sometimes.
me
I
more
don't
about
really.
that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like to be fair, it's just what comes to my head in the moment. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, I feel like I'll write today, and yeah, I write poetry and stories, and most of the time the stories are either read in my channel or they're made into collabs with people.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's um
that's
that's what I
nice.
do.
Have you always been like a fan of like literature and stuff, like for like growing up through school?
Yeah, I suppose so. I don't read very much, but
No,
I prefer to write.
you're
And
right.
I always find that when I read, my imagination goes somewhere else rather than like reading the actual book. So yeah, I'm better at like the creating rather than the looking and watching and because
Yeah,
I can't even watch telly very much because I want to be busy doing stuff. I can't just sit there and watch it.
Where does like what topics does your poetry lie at the most? What types of things are you writing about? I guess
Like, all sorts.
anything.
Like, I lived on a narrowboat for some time, so
Really?
yeah,
You're
and
like
a lot of
like you literally Rosie and Jim over there.
Um, some of my poetry was about living on there, the weather and how it felt and things like that. It's just
That's
crazy stuff, like day-to-day stuff. Sometimes about my thoughts that are just going on in my head. I just
yeah.
write them down. I write them down in the poetry so they seem like more interesting.
And
It's just the way
you do read throughs of these sometimes as well. Like you read out your own
not
poetry.
not my poetry so much, no. I have put a couple on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not so much reading them.
No, it's
I
nice.
should.
I like it. I think you should just maybe I don't know whether you just put the text on like an Instagram story or you read it out or something like that. I think it'd be nice.
I have like a a tier on Patreon where you get a written letter from me. So if a Patreon wants that, I normally write a poem for them. So I'm
You're a sweet dad. That's so nice. I love. I'm a
yeah.
sucker for wholesome shit like that. Um. Okay, so I guess final thing, and this is this is a big one. What are the ultimate goals of the channel? Where does Jodie Marie ASMR going? Would you, if someone was to offer you, oh, you can create ASMR for the rest of your life and be financially stable and all that jazz, would you take that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's why I don't work anymore.
Yeah. Are you just happy like the pace you're going now? Do you want to create anything like bigger than yourself kind of thing? Like I don't know, I'm just spitballing ideas here, but like stuff like making your own app or making your own company. I don't know.
Don't know if I'm brainy enough.
No, you're just living in the moment and just
Yeah.
happy with that.
I suppose a fashion line would be cool.
Hmm.
Like because
Have you tried exploring like your own merch and stuff like that?
not really,
No,
no.
you should try. You should.
But yeah, it's something I can think about in the future. I mean, that would be pretty good. But I'd, at the moment, yeah, I'm just enjoying myself. I like to create videos, and that's a lot of work. I do put a lot of work into it because I'm always filming. So I don't know if I've got any time for anything else, to be honest.
Yeah.
Not at the moment. Yeah, like, I'm just seeing where it goes, where my boat's taking me.
You're just on this narrow boat. I love that analogy. That's such a nice analogy. The other thing I've just thought about as well in terms of future, do you have outside of work and outside of ASMR, do you have plans in place for the future? Obviously, we've been restricted for a long time. Is there have you got any holidays planned, places you want to visit, things like that?
No holidays planned at the moment because I don't want to get too excited because you don't know and there's
You
no
never
point in
know.
booking be cancelled. So
Hmm.
we're not doing holidays this year. But I am 30 this year, so if by August we can have parties, if nightclubs are open, I am having a party
You've heard it
and
first
I'm
here.
hiring the biggest room for everybody that missed their biggest birthdays. Like all my friends, I'm just gonna be like,
Oh, that's so
come on,
nice.
let's have a party.
Oh my god, you're like the best friend ever. I love that. No, that's
But
wholesome. I think if we've learned
it's a
anything,
dream because we don't know what's going on with COVID, do we really?
yeah,
I
it's
wouldn't wanna
get your
invite
hopes up.
everyone, then they all go home with COVID. Like,
Yeah, there's your little party bag at the end. It's a COVID in a bag.
but yeah, it'll all be done very, like, I'll have everyone tested and stuff if we're allowed to,
Mhm.
and they allow it, then I'm gonna do it, why not, and just get everyone tested.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the UK at the minute, right? Like the roadmap says that by July there's no restrictions and it's literally just everything's normal. So we'll see if that happens.
Fine.
They've
So my
they've
birthday's in August, so we
okay.
could just do
There we go.
it.
It's all sorted just in time for you. But I guess the good thing is recently they've just announced that the stuff that they'd planned for May the 17th is still going ahead on May the 17th. So at least once that's like the second to last step. And then, like I said, the last step is in July. So fingers crossed.
I know. Also, I don't know whether you know about it because my sister told me about it. You can get 5 like tests now.
Oh, free, yeah.
Yeah,
Them,
every
what are they
2 weeks,
called?
I think it is,
Yeah.
isn't it? So that's really good because
Lateral
that can
flow
get
tests, yeah. Yeah. No, we're we're doing a decent job, I think.
I think we are.
Yeah.
I'm ex
Mhm. But I think that's where we're going to end it today. Oh, one thing I was just saying, I think I was saying that if we've learned anything from this podcast, or you probably already know because you're probably watching from Jodie's channel anyway. But Jodie is a massive sweetheart. She's so humble and down to earth, and I absolutely love that. So thank you so much, Jodie, for joining me and taking your time out of your night to come and talk to me, babble on.
No, thank you, Sam, it's been lovely. I've actually really enjoyed it. I don't want it to end. Ask me more questions.
Well, you see, we'll leave it there because we can set up a part two if we need to.
Yeah, I know, I'm just kidding.
There we
But
go.
it's been lovely. Thank you so much.
No, I've super enjoyed it. But if you are watching still at this point and you're new to Jodie, please make sure you check out the video description and the top comment of the video. It'll have the links to her channel and the links to all her social media pages in there. So be sure to check them out if you want wholesome content, very nice tingles, and just lots of smiles and love, because you'll find it with Jodie. So please go and do that. If you've enjoyed this in general, and you want to watch more of these type of podcasts where I talk to the ASMR creators, make sure you like the video, comment down below what you thought. If you have any constructive criticism for me on how to be a better podcast host, then please let me know. If you have any questions for Jodie, please feel free to fire them down below. I can't give any promises that she'll answer them, but just do it anyway. And yeah, subscribe if you're not subscribed. I post 2 ASMR videos every single week, and I post a new podcast episode every week as well. So if you're subscribed, you won't miss out on them. And if you hit that bell icon and select all, you'll definitely won't miss out because you'll get a notification every time a new video goes live. So make sure you do all that good stuff. But for now, that is us. This has been the Wiretap Whisper Podcast. Jodie has been an angel. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.